I'd like to thank the good people at Tianjin Smelting and Mining and Donuts and Tops for neutralizing our wonderful, deadly new lard lead.
Yeah, that's great.
They'll grow back. The time for mourning and blaming our mayors has passed. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild. I guess there's only one man we can turn to.
I think right now we just need the prayers, and we need the money to rebuild our town. This is going to be a long road ahead of us, and we're just trying to fundraise and make sure that the displaced families can go back home one day. There's a lot of real estate speculation happening right now that is really frustrating, and I just want to remind all you real estate investors around the world, like, Lahaina is not for sale. Please don't reach out to these families and take advantage of them during the most devastating time of our lives.
We just heard from our reporter and from a couple of women who say that they were upset about what tourists were doing. Now you're telling me that there are real estate investors reaching out to people about their property. What's going on exactly?
Yes, homeowners have been reached out by investors and realtors offering to buy their land. And this is disgusting, and we just want to make sure that people around the world understand our situation and know that Lahaina is not for sale. It is in.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Makar-Kadash. The honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh, Yahushua, putting everything together, which we all know this man is a devil that the Bible speaks of, and everything that he's doing is what the devil would do. And the predictive programming, which when you break it down, they becoming their own prophets and bringing in their own stuff, and they put these little tidbits in their shows. As you can see, this particular picture right here, I just take a picture of this brother that was funny though, but that was the reality. And the rumor that was spread immediately was that Oprah and a lot of elites was trying to buy some land maybe years ago, maybe a year ago, and this thing happened. And for her, this woman right here, made a statement stating that the real estates was already automatically asking to buy property, because there was something I seen earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. It says it's almost like these real estate investors have been waiting for something like this to happen, to be doing this so quick. Totally shame. And this person right here, not knowing, was his Mavic Air 1, what they call conspiracy theory, or is not a thing of conspiracy in the form of an imaginary thing that's not going to happen. These are factual things that happens. This direct energy weapon, which was an indication in the, which I'm gonna see if I can get that real quick. So this is a good anime. See if they have it. I don't think they got it. But it's alright. It's alright. There was a scene when you watch Invincible, and they was trying to stop this guy right here. Let me see if I can find a better picture. This guy right here, he's supposed to be Omni-Man. When you look up the word Omni, it means all power. Alright? So he's Omni-Man. He's their version of Superman. And well, you know what? I probably won't put the clip in the video because they'll probably take it down or give me copyright. I don't got time for that. But there was a weapon in that particular anime, and it so happens it was DEW, and they had under it 14407, and the DEW was direct energy weapon, and that's what they call the big gun in the show. And this was a laser from the atmosphere that would shoot down at his target, and the target was him. And when he destroyed it, they said that a couple $1 billion expensive nosebleed. So this man has weapons that's beyond our mortal mind could comprehend. When the scripture says, matter of fact, I'll start with that one. Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." So who's in the heavens? It's talking about the angels. All right, the angels are in the heavens. Why are they rejoicing for? Now they get to interact. Now they get fully involved. They've been flexing their power for a long period of time, showing us that they there, surveilling, doing surveillance. Let it be known. They come down in missions every so often to boost brothers' spirits up. But there's going to be a time when they get to be involved. And it says, "Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea," which is talking about who? Us, people under the heavens. Woe meaning death and destruction. It says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." And it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about his physical counterpart on the planet Earth. Because he have toys, he have things that we can't handle. We need a divine intervention. All right. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices." So this predictive programming thing that they're showing, if this is another form of them showing what kind of weapons that they have. All right. This man have a lot of weapons, willing and able to utilize on the people. All right. Ezekiel 21, 16 or 15? I can't remember. It says Ezekiel 21:9 actually. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished." So this man has a lot of this is part of his blessing. Genesis the 27th chapter tells you what Isaac blessed Esau with. All right, that was the only blessing that he could have blessed his son, because he gave all the great blessing to Jacob unknowingly. That he thought Jacob was Esau. All right, because Isaac, the Lord had to blind him, which was spiritual, so that Esau, his firstborn, couldn't receive the blessing, the good blessing. All right, he had to literally blind his servant, which was Isaac as Yahushua, in order to give Esau a certain type of blessing. Okay, because Esau did not fit the category of a good ruler, a merciful man, or any of that sort. For his kingdom to rule forever, we all would have been dead. We all would have been dead. It wouldn't matter if he was blind or not, but the Lord put the spirit to allow that to happen, and left Esau the one blessing that was going to be his ultimate downfall, which is the blessing is his sword. Okay, so the scripture says that the sword is sharpened and furbished. That's this man's technology. All right, his technology is sharp, is direct. Okay, like a laser beam. It says verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It's sharpened that it may glitter. And what is glitter? Glitter is sharp. All right. So he has the DO, got his ICBM nuclear missiles. He has his robot dogs, his robots period. He has his chemical warfare. He has everything that you can name. He got heart attack guns, whatever. Is all for great slaughter. The slaughter of who? Of you Israelites. All right. Why would you have this sort of weapon unless you know something's going to come? What is his name? Van Brown told a woman. Matter of fact, I could put that in this video about what was the true intentions. Oh, I think I don't have this in a phone, but he was one of the German scientists that America had got, and then he told her that the breakdown was going to happen. The weapons is not on the in the atmosphere is not made for weapons down here. Is made to point out in outer space, because that's where the real threat is coming. So he's sharpening because he knows something's about to go down, and what's about to go down is his kingdom, which he don't know. It says, should we then make mirth? So knowing that great weapons of mass destruction, because that's what they did. That what happened in Hawaii, Maui, was an example of them flexing their muscle. They ran this stunt in the 1980s in Peru. Oh, it's not Peru, Panama. Which, you can find that in a documentary called The Panama Deception. And they'll say that they will see people's clothing and nothing but dust because they was practicing their weaponry. So this man has sharpened his weapon. While you people out there partying, bullshit, this man has been getting good at what he does best, and that's destroying life. It says, it contenteth the rod of my son as every tree, and he have given to it to be furbished. So he has given this weapon, this mass destructive weapon, this army of the Lord. All right. The Lord allowed this man to have this ability. Okay. That it may be handled. This sword is sharpened. It is furbished to give unto the hand of the slayer. Look up the word slayer, which is kind of self-explanatory. Harag. To kill, slay, murder, destroy, murderer, slayer, out of hand. Who's a murderer and a slayer? Let's get into that. Revelations, I saw that 6:4. It says, and there went out a horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they shall kill one another, and it was given unto him a great sword, which is talking about Esau Edom. That great sword is his ICBM nuclear missiles. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, lo, a black horse, and he that sat thereon had a pair of balance in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny, which is talking about famine, a man-made famine that's going to take place. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine, which is talking about the scriptures. And when he had opened the fourth seal, and I heard a voice, the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Hell followed with him, and power was given unto him, also unto them over the four parts of the earth, to kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death, and with beasts, and of the earth. And who is all that consist of? Who's doing all this? Esau, your so-called white man, causing man-made famine, whether anonymies, if I'm saying it correctly, which is the change of the weapon, because he have the heart program, all right, GMO foods, okay, mass destruction, chemical warfare. This man is doing it all. He is the living embodiment of these horsemen, all right, except for the white horse, because the white horse represents Yahweh Shai coming to conquer all this that he's doing. So we had a great disadvantage with this man power. We're not fools. We could see it in all this predictive programming showing his power and his will and what he did to Hawaii. Now the WEF wanted to make that area a smart city. So they're going to bend the knee and they're going to give up their real estate. They're going to take it and they're going to start building it up. Their first smart city, and over there they want to build a smart city in Ukraine. You already got Cleveland, Ohio. They want to start a smart city. So this man has all the planning to do his will on the earth. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna end it off on this because this is what scripture I wanted to get. Isaiah 14. What should I start? 9. No, I'll start at 11. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, which is pomp represent pride, and noise of vows of the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, which is talking about this corrosion, Esau's corrosion. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? So it's not talking about the actual, all right, the demon Satan Lucifer. It's talking, when you look up the Hebrew word for Lucifer here, is halal, which just means light bearer. All right, and the light bearer so happens to be, says, of the king of Babylon. So the current kings of Babylon are the light bearers. The current kings, the current light bearers, is what the world called the illuminated ones. So what it means by falling from heaven, falling from their great estate, because this is the white man's heaven. So he's going down. It says, son of the morning, thou hast cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. Thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in every side of the north, which is literally, the stars represents the nation of Israel. The congregation of the north is talking about North America. So he sits over us. That's why you have a statue of Teddy Roosevelt, which they said they took it down, but they probably put it in a secret museum somewhere. Where Teddy Roosevelt was on top of a horse, and one side he had what you call an African American, and the other side a Native American, meaning that he was over them. All right, so he sits over us in the north. He said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, which he have established that. That's why the scripture also says in Ephesians, the prince of the air. It says the prince of the air, but it's something. It's the way he said. I can't remember right now. It says, I will be like the Most High. This man has a God complex. So for you, so people didn't want to budge or move. It kind of just dawned to me, like how the scripture says about in Isaiah, maybe the 49th chapter or the 60th chapter, it said, if the nation did not come to serve, that there shall be no rain, right? So, and his state, if a nation doesn't listen to what his own people don't listen to what they say, because majority of those were rich natives that was in the land. That's their land. And look what he did. He shot his power. All right, his form of the laser beam shooting that down at them. So he is like the Most High. If you displease the Lord, certain things would happen, and this is what he did. All right, this is why when Turkey didn't want, there was Turkey that didn't want Ukraine to get into to get into NATO, and Switzerland. What did they do? All of a sudden, the earthquake hit Turkey and Syria. So that's him being like the Most High. All right, showing power. If anybody disagree with them, they flex their power on you. It says, yet that shall be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit. So with this great power, this HART program, this ICBM nuclear missiles, this GMOs, changing the DNAs and making your own mosquitoes and all this crazy to the army, to be army visual, to see everything what a man does, having these devices in every man's or woman's hand, putting the Revelation 13:16, all of that doing, that's a sure form of godlike power. But you're going to be taken down in the pit. You're going to be taken down forever. All right. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. It's talking about the other nations. This is a prophecy. So it hasn't happened yet. So this is what's going to happen. They're going to look at you like, wait a minute. And is this what it says? It says, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So look up the word tremble. The Hebrew word is Gaza. I'm sorry, Ragaza. Tremble, quake, rage, quiver, be agitated, to be excited, be perturbed, to quake, be disquieted, be excited, be perturbed. Let me look at this word up. Man,
Perturbed.
feeling anxiety, concerned, unsettled. All right, and that's why he has, with his madness that he pushed in 2020 and all these other things, all these people in these disaster these disaster locations, they're not comfortable. They're perturbed. They're not settled. All right, he caused this. He caused everybody this quietness. All right, and the key point, verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going. It said, but to show the cities, so he just destroyed one of his own cities. Show how much this man is a devil. Because this what it says. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So there's going to be a period of time after 1,000 years that the nation is going to control their own land. But they're going to have to pay tributary to us. Verse 19, but thou hast cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, as a remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, and as a carcass that is trodden underfoot. In other words, useless, nothing good that's going to come out of it. Once you go down, you're never going to come back. All right, but this is the point. Verse 20, that shall not be joined with them in burial. So you won't find no resting place, because thou hast destroyed thy land. So, and slain thy people. So isn't Hawaii part of the 50 states of the United States of America? Isn't not Hawaii, the Hawaiian citizens, the Japhetic people, citizens of America? They just destroy their own people, and they would destroy their own likeness. They will destroy their own Edomites. So you're not fit to be rulers. You're not fit to rule anything. You are a murderer. You are a destroyer of worlds. You're everything that the scriptures talk about and then some. And here's the even better the point. It says, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So it's not talking about Satan. Satan doesn't have seeds on earth. It's talking about a people. Alright? And those people so happens to be Edomites that the Bible speaks of. That's going around destroying the very planet earth that he dwells in. On all levels and all aspects. And even those that are under his rulership, that bent to his will, he's still going around destroying them. This is why he shall be taken out of power forever. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.